You're still here. That's the victory no one can erase. In this moment, between breath and thought, you exist. The world told you that you wouldn't make it this far. The voices in your head agreed. But here you are, defying every prediction of collapse. Your presence is rebellion against every force that wished you silent. You're still here. That's the victory no one can erase. The storms came and went. Each one promised to be the last thing you'd weather. You bent but did not break. You learned the difference between yielding and surrendering. The nights when sleep felt impossible. When your mind became a battlefield. You fought wars no one could see, won victories no one would celebrate. Yet you remained, persistent as morning light. The mirror showed you faces you didn't recognize, stranger versions of yourself. Changed by circumstance, scarred by experience, worn by time. But unchanged in the part that matters most. The part that refuses to quit. You're still here. That's the victory no one can erase. They measured your worth in productivity, in achievements, in how well you performed their expectations. But your true value was never in what you produced. It was in what you survived. The quiet moments when you chose to stay. When leaving felt easier. When the weight of existing felt too heavy for your shoulders. You carried it anyway. One breath at a time. The people who left. The opportunities that passed, the doors that closed. Each loss felt like evidence of your unworthiness. But what if they were making space, clearing the path for what was meant to find you? What if every rejection was protection from what wasn't yours to carry? You're still here. That's the victory no one can erase. Your sensitivity was called weakness. Your depth was called too much. But deep waters hold the most life. Sensitive souls feel the most truth. You see what others miss. Feel what others avoid. This is not your burden. This is your gift. The world needs what you carry. The questions you ask, the connections you make. Between hurt and healing, between despair and hope, you bridge worlds that others can't even see. The anxiety that grips your chest, the depression that clouds your vision. These are not punishments for existing. They are responses to a world that forgot how to hold its sensitive ones. Your nervous system is not broken. It's overwhelmed by a broken world. You're still here. That's the victory no one can erase. In your darkest moments, you discovered something profound. You are not your thoughts. The voice that criticizes is not your truest self. It's an echo of old wounds. Inherited pain, learned fear, adopted shame. But beneath all of this noise lives something quieter, something constant. The witness, the observer, the you that remains when everything else falls away. This part of you has never been touched by trauma, never diminished by loss. It watches your pain with compassion, your fear with understanding. It knows that every feeling is temporary, every storm will pass. You are not the weather. You are the sky that holds it all. You're still here. That's the victory no one can erase. The healing you seek is not about returning to who you were before. That person no longer exists, cannot exist after what you've experienced. Healing is about integrating all of yourselves, the wounded and the wise, the frightened child and the fierce protector, the broken-hearted and the love expanded. You are not damaged goods waiting to be fixed. You are a masterpiece in progress. Every crack lets more light in. Every scar tells a story of survival. Your brokenness is where your beauty begins. The strength you seek is not the absence of vulnerability. True strength is feeling everything and choosing love anyway, crying and continuing, breaking and becoming. You're still here. That's the victory no one can erase. Look back at who you were a year ago, 5 years ago, 10. See how much you've grown, how much you've learned, how many versions of yourself you've outgrown. Each ending was a beginning. Each loss was a lesson. You have been your own best teacher, your own faithful companion. Even when you felt most alone, you were there for yourself. Making it through one more day, one more hour, one more breath. This is not small. This is monumental. Your resilience is not accidental. It's intentional, practiced, earned. You chose hope when despair felt easier. You chose growth when staying small felt safer. You chose love when your heart felt too broken to risk again. You're still here. That's the victory no one can erase. Tomorrow will ask things of you. The world will make its demands. But tonight in this stillness, remember what you've already accomplished. You have survived 100% of your worst days. You have loved despite betrayal, trusted despite disappointment. You have created meaning from chaos, found beauty in broken places. Your story is not over. This chapter is not your ending. You are the author of your own becoming, the artist of your own recovery. Every choice you make is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. Paint with bold colors. Love with your whole heart. Show up as you are, all of you, the light and the shadow. You're still here. That's the victory no one can erase. Rest now in the knowing that your presence matters. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are exactly where you need to be, becoming exactly who you're meant to become. The universe conspired to create you. Stars died to birth the elements in your body. You are made of ancient light and infinite possibility. You are here for a purpose that only you can fulfill. Trust the process, trust the journey, trust yourself. You're still here. That's the victory no one can erase. And in being here, you've already won.